What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So I wanted to start a mini series of psychology talk, and I'll want to make a mini series of a playlist so we can have it on our YouTube community here for everyone struggling with psychology aspects of trading, because I know myself I am still, until this day, still learning about it and trying to get rid of some of the psychology stuff that I am currently facing. So in this mini series, I want to talk a lot about all the psychology aspects that a trader goes through, because as we all know, strategy is not the only thing in trading that you need to worry about. I can give you 100% win rate strategy and give it to 3 different people. 2 of those people might go and blow their accounts even with a good profitable strategy, while just 1 go and overcome discipline, psychology, and all of that, and the other 2 struggles with a lot of psychology aspects. So I wanted to create a mini series for anyone that struggles with psychology, and it's going to be common issues that a lot of ICT traders face when they start getting into trading. So lesson number 1, or video number 1, I want to talk about over leveraging. So in today's video, what I want to talk about is what is over leveraging. Why do you do over leverage? Why do traders over leverage their position into trade setups and all of that? And why is over leveraging bad, and what happens when you do over leverage? And finally, how to get rid of it. So in this video is going to be like straight talks and showing you some examples on the chart and similar situation that I currently faced. So before we get started, I would like to mention, if you guys would like to support me, if you are purchasing anything from MyFundedFutures, please use the link down in the description below with my code. Use code Kemo for extra discounts if you are purchasing any of their products, and even if you're resetting your accounts, that also give you discounts as well. So please use the link down in the description below with code Kemo during any checkout on MyFundedFuture. Next thing I want to mention is this shop that I just posted. I've posted a lot of products there with my designs, with the help of my wife. She helped me with the graphics and the design and all of that, and we were able to kind of put some mugs for trading. You got like rules, and you got some cool designs, you got profitability in progress cap and all of that. And these mugs I really like. Kind of like when you come to the day and say, oh, I'm bullish for today, this is my bias, you kind of like, you can put your that face of the mug in front of you, so it can kind of like help you stick to your rule and your bias for that day. So I think it's pretty cool designs, and I'm going to add a lot of other stuff to it. If you would like to support me, or if you would like to purchase any of those, the link will be down in the description below as well. So let's get started. Well, we're gonna take these items here, and we're gonna go to the chart, and we want to kind of like start talk about these. So first, what is over leveraging? So it's when a trader usually take one position. So for example, let's say a position that requires $15 stop loss. So when a position requires 15 stop loss, the amount of money that he wants to put on the table and risk on the table, he wants to only put $200 on the table for just $15 stop loss. So how many micros or minis does the trader has to put in this position? So we kind of quickly we can just kind of calculate. So I like trading micro products. So in the micro here, I have the stop loss of $15, so I'll put that $15, and I can max out this until it goes to $200. So right now, if I used 5 micros, the max amount of loss that I will allow myself to lose is 150. So if you want to max it to $200, you kind of like have to play around and see. So right there, so 7 is kind of like $10 above your limit that you want to lose. So if you want to stick with 6, that will give you 180 bucks to kind of play with this $15 of a stop loss on NASDAQ. So right here, this is like, let's say that this is a trade setup and the trader wants to take this trade. He can take it with 6 micros and protect himself for the max amount of loss that he will lose will be 180 bucks. And over leveraging comes in if you want to go ahead and like trade with 8 micros, and you know the amount of risk that you want to put on the table is $200 and you don't want to lose more than that, and you know that, and regardless of you knowing the risk that you want to put on the table and the max risk that you can trade with one trade idea or one setup idea is 6 micros, and you go to 8. When you go to 8 or even 9, this is over leveraging. When you go to, let's say, 15, now you're risking double of your risk. This is over leveraging, and a lot of times traders like to do that. So why traders do it is because, let's say for example, you get in one trade and the trade end up failing, right? So when that trade fails, a lot of times when the trader loses the first trades, he get kind of like maybe mad, upset, or just get so angry at the fact that he lost the first trade or whatever, and then he goes on to the next trade where however he wants to find that setup. But when it gets to that next opportunity, he tried to think about, oh, how about if I kind of increase my leverage or my position size, I can make that money that I just lost plus profit. So instead of risking $200 per trade idea, now, you know what, let's max it out to like maybe 10 micros, and it will go $100 more. So when I win, maybe I can win 1 to 2 and I'll get $600. I'll make up my losses that I just that I just lost, plus maybe $200 more or $300 more, whatever. And this is where it gets you, because this is the psychology of being a human being. And when you lose, you don't want to see the account in a red. You want to always see green. And this is kind of like the nature of being a human. You don't want to lose. You did not come to the market to lose money. You came to the market to make money. And this is of course the psychology and the mentality of a beginner trader, and what beginner traders goes through. And when they go to the next trade and they over leverage, a lot of times that trade end up to be a loss as well. And instead of them losing $200, which is their normal risk per trade idea, now they lost their normal risk and the next trade. So that is triple of their losses all in one day, instead of just one trade idea. And instead of one normal risk per trade idea, which is $200, now they lost maybe triple of that. So this is where over leverage kind of kills you, and it's bad because you can easily blow your account with a lot of other aspects of psychology that we're going to talk about in the upcoming videos. But yeah, over leverage is pretty bad. And even though you over leverage, a lot of times also just because you don't have enough buffer or enough amount of money to trade with in your account, sometimes you even get more upset just because the trade end up to be working in your favor, but it took you out first just because you don't have that extra cushion in your account to keep you in that trade setup and that trade idea. So let me show you guys a quick example of what I'm talking about and how over leveraging can like get you in drawdown and make you lose money instead of gaining more and more money like you're expecting to, right? So right here, guys, I'm on the 15 seconds chart. We have this sell side liquidity that I was targeting the other day, and I took a trade right here and I over leveraged, and I can show you my execution that it did take me out. And this is why I lost the account today, or my personal daily loss. I limited myself to $200, and it did in fact got me out at daily loss instead of giving me my profit. So this sell side liquidity right here, I entered the trade once we inversed this fair value gaps. So right here, I kind of also entered early. So my stop loss should have been like maybe 13 or just 15 bucks, right? Just 15 bucks seems reasonable and all of that, but just because I over leveraged, I ended up losing and going at daily loss instead of taking profit in. So I usually trade with 5 to 6 micros, and that's why I have my personal daily loss. It locks me out if I lose $200. And as you can see, I lost to $229. That's why it locked me out. So with my normal sizing position is 5 micros, and then that 5 micros with $15 stop loss, if it hits my $15 stop loss on NASDAQ, I will lose 150 bucks. So now you're gonna say, how did I lose and how did I not take profit in? You see with your eyes, it already hit that sell side liquidity and even went further down than you wanted it to be, right? So what happened is, as you can see, I shorted with 8 micros. So with 8 micros, the max amount of money that I'm allowed to lose on this trade is not $15 anymore. I don't have that room that the price can go to $15 up or down before it takes me out. No, now it's what? So let's figure it out here from that calculator. So now that $15 that I wanted it to be $15, now it is what? Maybe probably 10? No, 12. It's about 12. Let's say $13. So instead of having $15 a stop loss, now it cut down to $13. And look at this craziness, guys. The market decides to go to $13 exact, take me out, and then go to the target. I could have just skipped that whole headache if I did not over leverage from 5 or 6 micros to 8. So this is the power of over leveraging. Yes, so my reasoning for my over leverage is I was like, the RR is not there. Like I'm only doing maybe like 1-to-1. Let's do a little bit of over leveraging. So when we hit this target, it will give me a little bit more. And that's why I over leveraged, is greed, is I want a little bit more money. But when you say that, you don't really put in account that, yes, if it goes in your favor, you're getting more money, but that also means that you're cutting your stop loss down more. So instead of having $15, now it is $13. And the trade idea could still hold, but take you out before it going to your target, just because you don't have enough room, enough stop loss room for the price to move, right? So this is why over leveraging is really important, and you need to get the grasp of it, just because over leveraging can kill you pretty fast. And you could still be technically right about the trade idea and the setup and all of that, but you end up blowing your account right before taking your profit in. So here are some tips to kind of help you get rid of your over leveraging issue. It's pretty simple, guys. It is very simple. stick to your plan, stick to your rules, and before getting into a trade, put your toolbox, put your measurement toolbox, put your stop loss first. If this is your safe target to put your stop loss, go right ahead. But you need to calculate your own risk. And calculating your own risk is pretty simple. Yes, I'm doing a fancy calculator. I can leave that fancy calculator down in the description below. It's free to download. I don't even ask you for your personal email or any of that, just like other YouTuber do it. All I ask you to do is just show love on this video, and if you find helpful information from this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you are not already yet. So back to what we were saying, if your stop loss, the safe target of your stop loss here, and you feel comfortable and confident of your stop loss to stay here, then it's pretty easy to calculate your risk. You can just come here, open your regular calculator, and because I'm trading micros, 1 micro equal $2. So $2 times how many micros do I want? Like for example, you need to set your own understanding or your own limit of how much you want to risk per trade idea. So if you want to risk the per trade idea, the amount of money you want to risk is $200. That's totally fine. So let's just try to do some calculation. So it's $2 per 1 micro times, let's say I'm gonna try it with 2 micros. So 2 micros times $2. So every dollar that NASDAQ moves up or down is gonna be negative or plus $4. So I'm going to say $4 times the stop loss. So stop loss is 35.50 cents, and that will give me $142. If it stops me out, I'm gonna lose this amount of money. So now I know that I can probably increase my size a little bit more. Instead of 2 micros, I can go 3 micros, right? So 3 micros times $2, because each micros cost $2, and then you're gonna calculate that and multiply it by the amount of your stop loss, and this is it. $213. So I think maybe 3 micros is good for this, maybe this example, and this is what this calculator exactly does. With 3 micros, your stop loss is 35.5, and here you go, $213. But this is a little bit easier just because you're inputting your contracts and your stop loss, and it gives you out the amount of risk and the amount of profit if you're going for $30 TP. So this is how I do it. But yeah, guys, how to get rid of your over leveraging: stick to your plan, stick to your rules, wait and be patient for your setup to form. Once it forms, put your box, put your measurement box, and then set your stop loss, your take profit, and just go for the amount of stop loss, and then calculate your risk and see how much money you want to risk per trade idea, and based on your stop loss amount, calculate how many micros or minis you are allowed to take for this trade idea. And that brings us to the end of this video, guys. Once again, if you find this video helpful, please drop a like on this video. It will help a lot, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already yet, and I will catch you in the next psychology video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.